Ensuring your summer travel. Tips on when you should and shouldn't get that extra coverage on your trip. A startling discovery for TSA agents at one airport. Wait until you hear where someone tried to hide two snakes. Hello, everyone. You're watching The Rundown. I'm Robin Winston. More on those stories coming up in a moment. But first, the 2024 LA County Fair season is now officially underway. The Pomona Fairplex will be open for the next several days, celebrating this year's theme of stars, stripes, and fun. You're invited to come on out and enjoy concerts, carnival rides, exhibits, animals, and of course, the food. I always love the food. Events run through May 27th. It's time to check in with meteorologist Belinda Leon. We have some changes in store with your first alert forecast.
Hi, everyone. Wow, things are really going to change on us over the weekend. Spring weather will turn a little wintry. We're going to have some cloudy skies, some cooler temperatures, highs in the lower to mid 60s. That's below normal by 10 to 15 degrees. There's also going to be a chance for some light rain, some sprinkles throughout the day Saturday, but any accumulation will happen late Saturday through very early Sunday morning, less than a quarter of an inch, and some gusty winds, especially for the mountains and deserts. That's where a wind advisory starts Saturday afternoon, and it goes through Sunday afternoon. The winds the strongest through the Apple, Sharon Valley, through the San Bernardino Mountains, and out towards the low desert. These strong winds could create some difficult drying, some blowing dust, and also some tree damage. By next week, we're back to the sunshine and spring temperatures.
The large Palestine Solidarity camp that had taken over the UCLA campus for a week is gone after an hours-long operation. Throughout the day, Thursday, we saw a massive team effort of people clearing dumpster after dumpster filled with debris that was left behind after police dismantled that encampment. UC police, as well as private security, have been keeping people away from Dixon Plaza. Law enforcement arrested more than 200 people. Most of them have already been released after being booked and fingerprinted. UCLA's chancellor says it's too early to say what kind of consequences they will face. Tense and dueling demonstrations took place at USC. The Daily Trojan shared this video with us. Loudspeakers were blasting music, messages, and video of the Hamas ambush attack on October 7th. USC's graduation is May 10th, and some students say they're worried about the encampment protest on campus. The campus is currently closed to everyone but students and staff. And USC is hosting a graduation event Thursday night at the Coliseum. The announcement comes a week after USC canceled its main commencement ceremony amid criticism over its decision to nix its pro-Palestine valedictorian speech. The university cited safety concerns for the ceremony that normally holds 65,000 people. The new event at the Coliseum is being called a Trojan Family Graduate Celebration. It will feature a drone show, fireworks, and the Trojan Marching Band. Each graduate will get up to 6 tickets. These demonstrations continue to take place at colleges across the country. Police arrested more than 2,100 people at pro-Palestinian protests in the past 2 weeks. President Biden praised peaceful demonstrations while condemning acts of violence.
Vandalism, trespassing, breaking windows, shutting down campuses, forcing the cancellation of classes and graduations. None of this is a peaceful protest.
There have been a lot of questions about why some leaders haven't spoken up about the protest. According to 3 people familiar with the matter, Biden's decision to speak Thursday was an acknowledgement that it was unavoidable to stay quiet for much longer. Police in Pacoima are looking for a man caught on camera attacking a woman in her 80s. Take a look at this. This is video from inside the home on Pierce Avenue. It happened late Monday evening. You can see the 81-year-old woman letting the man inside after getting a knock on the door. The man then grabbed the woman and took her into another room where police say he assaulted her.
She let him in without a fight. But you know, she suffers from Alzheimer's. Who can blame her, you know? She was a victim, and we're hoping we can catch this guy.
Here's a closer look at the man police want to find. If you recognize him, call the LAPD. Britney Spears is speaking on Instagram after sources tell NBC News that LA paramedics responded to a fight between Spears and her boyfriend at the Chateau Marmont in Hollywood. Well, police say Spears injured her foot at the hotel early Thursday and left with her own security team. Spears posted video on Instagram of a swollen ankle. She said she twisted it while leaping in her room and that paramedics showed up illegally. Hours earlier, Spears and her ex, Sam Asghari, settled terms of their divorce. More than 100,000 immigrants brought to the U.S. as children are now eligible for federal health care coverage. President Biden made the announcement for DACA recipients, also known as Dreamers. This will now allow them to enroll in a plan through the Affordable Care Act. Most DACA beneficiaries have been barred from these health plans despite contributing to them through taxes over the years. The Department of Health estimates more than 100,000 of the 580,000 Dreamers are currently uninsured. Academy Award winner Halle Berry is looking to end the stigma surrounding menopause and improve the quality of life for women.
I have to say it. I said, I'm in menopause! Okay? And that's why I'm having this issue.
Well, she, along with a bipartisan group of women senators, are introducing a $267 million bill to boost federal research and improve women's health as they age. Lawmakers say this would be the most expansive effort to put a spotlight on menopause research.
We should feel grateful that we've arrived to this point. You know, some women don't make it this far, right? So we should feel empowered. We should feel like our best selves. We just need the medical community to catch up. You know, we need to have our medical practitioners see to it that we live our best lives.
It's estimated that half of the American population will eventually experience menopause, which typically comes with symptoms like hot flashes, fatigue, and anxiety. The bill calls for expanding federally funded clinical trials and specialized training for doctors. Summer travel is right around the corner and vacations can be expensive. So protecting your trip is always a good idea, but not all insurance plans are the same. Susan Hogan from NBC Washington has information you need to know before taking off.
As you book your summer vacation, you might notice the trip protection offers at checkout, warning you that if you don't pay up, your trip is at risk. We asked Washington Consumers Checkbook if those trip insurance plans are worth it, and according to them, it depends.
So there are three types.
The most common type are trip protection plans offered by airlines and travel booking sites.
Those trip protection plans, they're garbage. They're not worth anything. There's too many fine print exclusions that render them almost worthless.
For better protection, consider cancel for any reason trip insurance policies.
You can cancel your trip and get a refund for any money you've lost, and you can do so for any reason. Problem is those plans are very expensive.
Those policies can cost between 15 to 20% of the value of your trip, but if you actually have to use it, it's really worth it. And if you have a medical condition, it's not a bad idea to purchase travel medical insurance before you go, especially if your current policy does not cover medical expenses abroad.
I think it's worth looking at these plans, not necessarily to pay for the cost while you're abroad, but maybe to evacuate you to another area where you can get better medical care if you need it.
And an added layer of protection when booking your trip is purchasing it with a credit card that offers trip insurance. Some cards cover lost luggage, trip cancellation, interruption, delays, even travel accidents. A great way to save money and also have some coverage. Back to you.
Some couples are now turning to artificial intelligence to help plan their wedding. According to wedding planning site Zola, more than half of couples who are engaged say they are using AI tools like ChatGPT in their wedding planning process. One woman says the program gave her detailed options for bouquets, centerpieces, decorations, and more, potentially eliminating the need of it and cost for a wedding planner. Even some traditional wedding planners have started incorporating AI into their businesses.
I've actually used it to explain a few things, to be honest with you, to clients that don't understand necessarily what attrition is when you're working with a hotel room block. And it is a weird thing. So I used AI to help me explain it to people.
However, that planner says there is still no replacement for the real deal to make sure everything is set up and ready for the big day. President Biden named the 19 recipients of the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and one of them is a local legend. Father Greg Boyle, the founder and director of Homeboy Industries, is among those receiving the nation's highest civilian honor at the White House. And here's a look at some of the other people being honored with the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Former Vice President Al Gore, actress Michelle Yeoh, television talk show host Phil Donahue, and Olympic swimmer Katie Ledecky. Congratulations. Billie Jean King is the latest Wheaties box star. As you see there, an old photo of the tennis legend and equal rights advocate will be on the famous Breakfast of Champions box. She's now 80 years old, and King was a driving force behind the creation of the women's tennis tour, equal prize money, and Title IX. She called it a full circle moment to have her image on the classic orange box. King is also part owner of the LA Dodgers. The box will be available later this month. Top Golf now has a new location in Montebello. It's located right off the 60 freeway at Garfield Avenue. Top Golf calls itself a modern golf experience for everyone, whether this is the first time you've picked up a golf club or if you're looking to perfect your swing. This is the third Top Golf venue in Southern California. They have locations in El Segundo and Ontario. We've all heard of snakes on a plane, but what about snakes in your pants while you're trying to get on a plane? That's what TSA agents uncovered at Miami International Airport after discovering not one, but two slithering reptiles inside a passenger's pants during checkpoint. Just take a look at these slender pink creatures. Yikes! They were turned over to the state's Wildlife Conservation Commission. Police did not disclose if the person was arrested. You can always get news and weather updates on the NBCLA app and our website, NBCLA.com. And be sure to tune into Today in LA on NBC4 weekdays, 4 to 7 a.m. I'll be helping you get around with traffic reports throughout the morning. I'll see you next time on The Rundown.